We've been talking, Glenn, about the need for this administration to, look at things in terms of deliverables, in terms of wins. He's got this reputation that he campaigned on as being a deal maker. Would this have been a disappointing set of results or lack of results for Donald Trump to walk away from in Japan?
Well, I think it's too early to call. I think that Prime Minister Abe had a very successful set of meetings with the president. The president, I think, did make some advance with regard to actually persuading the Japanese government that in return for the U.S. standing side by side with Japan as an ally vis-a-vis North Korea, that he expects some economic concessions. And among the things he mentioned quite explicitly, for the first time, I think, for an American president, is arms sales. And so I think that from the president's point of view, he thinks that he's made an opening. And I think, frankly, on this trip, that the trip to China is the one where he's going to be taking a lot of business executives from the United States and going to show that he can create deals. I think in Japan, it wasn't so much deals as it was to create an understanding with the Japanese that there's actually kind of a grand bargain taking place, where on the security side, the U.S. will continue with the guarantee of the U.S.-Japan Security Treaty, but in return, as the president said in his press conference, he wants a fair, free, and reciprocal relationship with Japan on the economic side. And I do think that he's probably made some progress on that point.
Yeah, I find it interesting, in some of these notes or what you've written about, as troublesome, we can put it, that the North Korean issue is, you're saying that it's actually a very convenient thing for Tokyo to have in terms of its relationship with Washington.
Oh, yeah, very much so. I think that the fact that North Korea is so belligerent is actually a very big plus. Actually, both for President Trump and for Prime Minister Abe, but especially for Prime Minister Abe, because it means that the U.S., Japan is even more important for the United States on the security side. And so that strengthens the bond. In fact, there's been, 5, now, I guess, 6 set of meetings between the President and the Prime Minister, and there have been 16 telephone calls between the President and the Prime Minister, more than any other leader in the world that the President has had phone calls with, and this is all because of North Korea. So I think certainly with regard to U.S.-Japan relations, with regard to the recent election results in Japan on October 22nd, with regard to Abe's relationship with South Korea, and also in the future, domestic politics in Japan, including the revision of the Constitution. In all of these areas, I think that the presence of North Korea really helps the Prime Minister.